Greetings and welcome to another ASMR video. I hope this is okay. I don't have the mic close by to me, just where I normally have it. I hope you can hear me okay. I guess just raise the volume a little bit more. I don't know, should I bring it closer? I really don't know. I think this should be fine. I've done tests where, you know, I would start talking loud, and because I thought maybe my voice wasn't loud enough, but it turned out that it sounded like I was yelling because I thought maybe my voice wasn't loud. But yeah, I know this might initially seem like an odd one to do an ASMR video, but I think it's perfect. One of the best things that I found about Diablo 3, what I really love about it, you know, still, I'll say that Diablo 2 is still my absolute favorite of the 3 Diablo games, but something that this one has over the first 2 is the journal, you know, and the codex and everything. Yeah, see, bestiary, the people, about the world, quests, you see, just also great. And what's really awesome about this is, and hopefully this is not going to be too loud, but you can listen to it, you see, and you can still move around, you know, you could read along, but I'll stop that, because I'm going to be reading just random entries into the journal and codex. So another thing is, you know, I guess fun fact about me for D3 is Act 1, Nutristram, and Act 5, this is Act 5, yeah, so the Survivors Enclave, this place here, yeah, it's Act 5, are 2 of my favorite places here, you know, safe havens, my favorite, should I say favorite acts? Maybe not necessarily favorite acts, but, you know, the encampment, the you know, where you go back to, you know, your base that you go back to is in Act 1 and Act 5 are 2 of my favorites. So since I started off here in Act 5, we'll do some reading over here. Maybe we'll walk around a little bit to explore this area, and then switch it up to Act 1 for a little bit. And I thought there was, yeah, okay, can zoom. There really isn't a way to walk in this game, so I have to be like this. Again, I just want to remind you, you may have to turn the volume way up, because even though my voice still comes out okay when I'm talking, like over the game, and I lowered the volume of the game to like 40% volume, just in case, you may still have to raise it a little bit, since I'm whispering or talking so low. Okay. Yeah, this is a very cool place. Competition. Do love all the little details. Oh, look at that. So he has stairs going up somewhere. So he must, yeah, he must actually live here. So his house must be up in here. You see that? Oh, I love that. It's really too bad we take a look at Miriam. Okay, so she must live in this caravan right over here. You see that? Yeah. And you can actually get a better look inside, you know, like this. Okay, so anyways, let's begin. This is a good spot to read, right by this book, the Book of Cain. Okay, so what shall we read? Okay, why don't we read about the Kanai's cube? The cube was used by my Horadrim brothers in many of their most complex rituals. When its potential became clear, they began to fear its power. The fools. They hid it away, even from me, and created a less powerful implement, the Horadric cube, which they used for many years. Yeah, the Horadric cube, different from the Kanai's cube. Horadric cube is from Diablo 2. Okay, back to the list. Part 2. I never stopped looking for Kanai's cube. Finally, I learned that they had entrusted it to a secret society of barbarians. The last of these, Kanaya, died in Baal's invasion of Secheron. His spirit guards it still, and he is unlikely to give it to me, but I know someone who can impress even the mighty Kanai. And these entries are, of course, put in by Sultan Kul. You know, this is pretty cool. They don't seem like they're really exceedingly long, but they're still filled with great fun facts about the game and lore. And if there's one thing I love about RPGs and just games in general, it's lore. A pocket. Okay, let's read up on this. This is like a bestiary, right? I consider myself an expert on all matters concerning buckets. The bucket itself is a small, odd creature given to foraging and burrowing. Under normal circumstances, it fears humans. Yeah, let me see. Let me get rid. I have to read this. I'll just get rid of her. So she doesn't talk, unless there's a way to shut off her speaking. But it can be incited to great violence when under the influence of magical objects. Rings, in particular, seems to excite them. Abdi al-Hazar. Okay, so let me see. If I dismiss. Okay, I just want to make sure. Hopefully she didn't lose all her stuff, right? Okay, good, good, good. She still has all her stuff, so very good. Alright. Should I get my... I don't need my gargantuan. It'll be too big and it will cover up the background, I think. Let's go to a new area. Let's go over to Covetous Shen's area. This is a nice little area. Okay. I wish I could move this over here so I can bring my mouth closer to the mic, but that's okay. Let's look more in the bestiary. An exarch. I remember these guys. Before Maldale turned, his sages of wisdom occasionally reached an exceptional level of knowledge that granted them the title of exarch. These esteemed followers would guard the chalice of wisdom when Mathael was away, and they were the last to leave after their master disappeared from the high heavens. Lareth Nar. And maybe we can learn about the people. Okay, the Skeleton King. This is by Deckard Cain. The Saccharum high priests in Koras proclaimed Leorc, king of Kandoras, many years ago. Proclaimed Leorc, king of Kandaras, many years ago. He ruled well under Diablo's influence, drove him mad, and the loyal knight Lacdanan was forced to slay him. Afterward, Diablo himself raised Leorc from the dead as the Skeleton King, after the monarch's son Aiden vanquished him. And Magda, leader of the Coven. When I joined the Coven, it was weak and idle. The leaders were content to do nothing, while the primevals were imprisoned. I convinced another witch to help me poison them, and together we took control. She left some years later, but I continued bringing the Coven to glory under Lord Belial. I convinced another witch to help me poison them. I can't be certain, but I wonder if that witch they're referring to is Adria. You'll notice that my list here isn't full, like with the, the people and even the bestiaries. The bestiary is not so bad, but I think because with this character here, I didn't get far in the main story, so it only puts stuff in here as you go along in the main story or in the adventure mode. But in adventure mode, there really isn't a lot to put into the codex, They never listen. Okay, Sultan Cool. They never listen. The small minds that surround me ignore my greatness and then kill me. First the Radrim, those plotting fools, then the Nephilim. Imagine if that one had listened. We would have angels and demons for servants. We'd be riding them like horses. Perhaps I am being unkind. It's not that their minds are so small. It's just that mine is so large. Alright, let's learn a bit about Nephilim Riffs. Long ago, I could open rifts for the Nephilim to help them train for battle. They fought bravely, facing down enemies in places pulled from the deepest corners of their memories. Ours is a race of great power, but we are nothing unless we temper it with skill. You are to achieve your birthright and conquer the rifts and take your rightful place among us, Orc. That little bit is what he says to you when you open up a rift. A Nephilim rift, that is. I remember fighting exorcists. Let's read about them. Yeah, exorcists. These things are actually pretty scary. All know the reputation of the exorcists of Westmarch. Those spiritual warriors specialized in removing demonic possession. Oh, really? Okay. By custom, they arrive in darkness, clad in cloaks as black as the night that conquered them. They work in secret, extracting the demons that dwell within their subjects. Now Mathael has turned them, and they roam the city in their inhuman forms, stripping the souls from all they encounter. I was wondering about that, and that's the one thing. I never really took the time to Bestiary Codex, it's mostly always the, you know, about the people of the world, and of course my quests. And I never really took the time to read, you know, the creatures, because I just, you know, this type of game, it's an action RPG, so you're always rushing into battle and just fighting them. Typically I like to read about them to see if I can't exploit any kind of weakness, such as in The Witcher 3, which is fantastic. Again, that's another game that has an absolutely fantastic bestiary and codex and journal keeping, which I absolutely love. But I was always wondering, Exorcist, why are Exorcists bad in this game? I thought an Exorcist is good, and this explains it. Why? Malthael, because he turns evil, so all of his exorcists became evil too, you know, since they follow Malthael. So I like that. I like that logic. Makes sense. Oh, God, the Lord of Clutney. This is the fat one. I think it has a mouth on his stomach, I believe. Gom is the largest of Asmodan's sin lieutenants, and he possesses no less than 4 mouths, though his voracious appetite is certainly his greatest weapon. His bile and, well, other nauseous excretions are equally lethal. When last seen in battle, the Lord of Clutney swallowed 6 angels. Oh, Jesus. Spears and all. Deckard Cain. Yeah, you can tell he wrote a lot of the bestiary, because Deckard Cain, being the wise old man, you know. And very sad what happens to him here. That's what I love about 2. He doesn't die, and you already have a rapport with him from the first game. And then, of course, even more so in the 3rd, but of course he dies fairly early on in the game, you know, like the first act. So, very sad. Also, I didn't like the way they handled Adria. See, she's such an interesting character in the first one. She never comes back in the second, and when you do see her in the 3rd, you know, sorry for the spoilers, but, you know, if you don't know by now, sorry, but, you know, they turned her evil, and I didn't like that. It's a great idea how they gave her a daughter, Leah, but I think they should have kept her good. She could have been someone to take over Cain's role when Cain passed, and it kind of seemed that way for a while, and then they turned her evil. My good friend Xenoc, who's a member of the Adventurers Guild, kind of felt the same way. You know, he heard me talking about this, and he brought that up too. He didn't like the way they handled Adria. Ghosts. The tragedies in these lands have left many restless spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will take out their vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them. Deckard Cain. I'll try to alternate, you know, being a little further away, like right here, and I could read it better, but over here, you know, it's kind of weird angle, and I'm closer to the, I'm trying to turn my head to face the microphone, you know, but I think maybe it will give more variation to my voice, you know, be fluctuating, and being louder and not so loud. Oh, grotesque, okay. The grotesques may seem slow and senseless. They hide many dangers within their hideous, malformed bodies. Oh yeah, I remember them now, yeah. They're tall and they're kind of like split, like right here. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by greater evil, a darkness that cannot even fathom. Deckard Cain. Okay, this is good. Let's maybe head over to Act 1, which, like I said, it is my other favorite act to be in, or favorite town to be in. We went to cover the Shen, so why don't we, yeah, go over here to Miriam. Oh, I like that. Look at this, you can see all the little lights. Before I continue reading, I think I'll read a few more entries, but we'll take a little walk around this place. Brother Malachi. This is a secret door for those who don't know. See, and you can go in here. And this is where you would use the keys. Like the key of hatred, key of terror, stuff like that. You know what? Maybe I'll go inside the inn to read. But let's first just take a look around. Oh, I think, yeah, this is where you can spar. Yeah, the training ground. Any other secrets? No. This is where Miriam, they put her here before. I'm so glad they moved her. Or at least on councils, I think I remember it being moved here. And cover the Shen, I think, yeah, it used to be like over here. Or at least on the council. Maybe he's still there on the council. Oh look, you can see the dead piranha. Alright, yeah. So I'm gonna go into the inn. Yeah. This is good. I love this. You know, it has, like I said, you know, the art direction kind of went a bit more of the cartoony route, but it's not so cartoony that it's like Looney Tunes. And I feel like it's still less cartoony than World of Warcraft. No offense to that game, I've never played it. I'm sure it's a wonderful RPG or MMORPG. And there's still, you know, some good detail to be had. And all the little minutiae that you could spot here when you zoom in, you know, like here in the bar. You know, with the baguettes. And, you know, the gourds and pumpkin and stuff like that out there on the shelves. Really wonderful stuff. And the cooking kettle. So this is where we're gonna read, here in this little corner, in the tavern. I'll read like a few more. Maybe something different. Maybe something about a quest. Okay, last of the Barbarians. Baal has invaded Sescheron, but we will fight until we are no more. For we are all that stands between him and our sacred mountain. And I swear by the blood of Bulkathos, hell will pay dearly for each of our deaths. Skalar, yeah, Bulkathos, there's like there's a unique ring, and I believe it started in Diablo 2, but they have it here too. Bulkathos wedding band. It's a ring. And Sescheron, the opening cutscene for Act 5 in Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Diablo 2, and we'll be seeing that again, and I'm so excited to see how they redid that cutscene, you know, and all in HD and everything, and just how it just looks like it's, you know, anew, you know. But I remember that Barbarian, the Guardian there, when Baal came to invade. This is Diablo 2, not this game, and he said something like, said something. He mentioned Secheron, like something like not Mount Ariat, but he said something like the halls of Secheron or something like that. Have nothing for you, you know. Leave Secheron now or something like that. Something he brought up Secheron, you know, and I love that. I love how it's, you know, like all the callbacks and the landmarks and stuff like that from the first 2 games are here in Diablo 3. Like this is in the first game, there's Tristram, and in here we have New Tristram, which is where we are. You go back to Tristram, you know. There's a part when you have to free game, and there's a portal that leads there. You know, you have to, and Rakanishu is guarding it, and you have to go through the old dark woods. You have to go through Stony. You have to go to the underground passage, the Lost Woods. Kill, I think his name was Treebeard or something. Not, was it Treebeard? I can't remember. It was a boss, a gargantuan boss. And then you go back to the stony fields and use the Karn stones. Also in here, you can see the old Tristram. This is it. And this is old Tristram right here. You know? See? The fountain, was that where the fountain was? In the middle of the square. This is the fountain. And Deckard Cain would be like right over here. Right? This is Griswold's place. I think Pippin was like right around over there. Oh, so great. But let's get out of here. There'll be no fighting here. Okay. So, you know, it's still, you know, so like in number 2 you go back to old Tristram, the original Tristram, but it's pretty much now in ruins. And in the 3rd game you also go back to Tristram, so I love all the callbacks to that. So, you know, let me go ahead and read a couple more, and then I shall end it. Okay, let's read. I guess I could read all 3 of here. The Crusaders. Maybe we'll go into Leah's room for that. Right by the fireplace. Perfect. Right by the fireplace. Okay. In the eastern kingdom of Kayastan, I heard rumors of Zakharum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rickus took his army of paladins west. But those Crusaders went east on a very different mission. Abd al-Azhar. Okay. And I shall read the second. It goes on and to say, my studies indicate that a high-level cleric of the Zakharum named Akan began to sense the corruption that was eating away at the heart of his faith. He knew his corruption would eventually destroy his beloved church, and that he must take action. After much prayer, Akan hit upon the idea of an order of Crusaders. And finally, Akan gathered the most devout, driven, and martial Zakharum adherents. He taught them to channel the power of light in the same way that the newly founded paladins were being trained. But these recruits, these Crusaders, were given insight into the primal powers of Zakharum in a way no paladin ever was. Abd al-Azhar. Okay. So, I love that. So, we'll just end this by just taking a little stroll around Leah's room. Okay, so you notice her room is downstairs, and we're going guess that will do it for now. And, you know, I know I don't do a lot of ASMR videos, even though I have like a few of them now on here. I think I even re-uploaded some older ones, I can't remember. And, you know, I'll do more, but it's, you know, every so often, every once in a while. But if you guys want me to do it a little bit more often, I guess just kind of tell me. I know this one guy who, and I'm thankful for this, and it's just very great. He really likes my ASMR videos, so if anyone else also want to see more ASMR videos, just let me know, and you know, I'll try to put another one out a little bit more sooner. Maybe I'll continue reading more of the codex. Maybe I'll play the main game so I can open up more things for these other categories. And maybe I'll just beat the game, do a live stream of it or something. In any case, that will do it. I'll just pick up the Enchantress again. There we go. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and